Hello, I'm Mary Berry, and I'm going to give you some lessons on hosting over Christmas. The first thing is writing it down. Think how many people are coming, how many days, then start to make your lists. And as soon as and not on the back of an envelope, on a big sheet of paper, and then plan the meals, start the shopping. If you've got heavy things that you're maybe tins of things or things that you're going to put in the freezer and extra things that you might need, sort of foil and so forth, get that bought. Also, it means that you're not spending it all on one day, but it's all about thinking ahead and being organised. When it comes to Christmas Eve, I like to choose something that I know the family enjoy and that I can do ahead. And I promise you, it's nearly always a fish pie. I like to mix the smoked fish and unsmoked fish. I like to put, if I'm not freezing it ahead, I put some hard-boiled eggs in it. If your family like a few prawns, put them in. All in one dish, and don't we like things all in one dish? That's what I normally do, and I don't fuss about the vegetables for that. I'll just have, maybe as a treat, frozen petit pois. The minimum effort canapé. Again, it must be one that you can make ahead. If you just do smoked salmon on its own, it's not quite so exciting. So choose a good bread, rye bread perhaps, and then spread it with maybe a herb cheese and then your smoked salmon. And a little treat that I do very often is to put shrimps on top. And the shrimps would fall off. So if you just put a little bit of that cream cheese under the shrimps, and you can now get shrimps without the butter, just pure shrimps in a pack, fresh. If you have got children who have, at the moment, turned vegan, or maybe they've been vegan for a long time, do something special for them. Ask them, first of all, have they particular favourites that they like? And again, choose something that you can do ahead. Of course, have bread sauce, a good bread sauce that you've really bothered to flavour the milk well. Again, you can make it ahead, you can freeze it, and then run it down with a little full cream milk at the end. Why does everybody always want to do something to Brussels sprouts? I think Brussels sprouts are lovely. You can add all sorts of things to them. You can add crispy bacon to them. You can add chestnuts to them. Who's going to peel chestnuts? Not me. Look out for frozen chestnuts and then fry them in butter and add them to sprouts. Really delicious. Peel them, boil them for, depending on what size, you will know what size you want them, and boil them until they've sealed the outsides, about 5 minutes. Then drain them. And then the secret is very hot fat. Some people want to do it with goose fat, some people want to do it with oil. Put the potatoes in and shake them about. You may like to toss them in something like semolina or flour before you put them in and sort of rub them up a bit with a fork so they're all sort of crispy on the outside, and then shake them so they don't stick to the bottom of the roasting tin, and then turn them frequently. And believe it or not, you can certainly make them a day ahead, not quite to the finished brown, and then take them out of the oven, drain any fat away, put them out of sight of the family. It's amazing how they fancy one that's just been roasted, and perhaps you don't need it. You do need it because it's for the next day. Then all you need to do when you've taken the turkey or whichever roast you're having out of the oven, put the potatoes back with no fat and they will crispen up beautifully. A turkey certainly can be dry, and the problem is overcooking. test it with a thermometer, and remember, when it comes out of the oven and is resting, it goes on cooking. So err on the underside, and you can easily tell by pulling the leg away from the bird, and if the blood there, or you've got a skewer in the leg and thigh, the blood is pouring out, it'll need a little bit longer. There's nothing to beat a good trifle. And remember, people might have been eating a lot all over the Christmas time. So how about a really, really good fresh fruit salad as well? You know how you do cauliflower cheese? All those vegetables with a wonderful cheesy sauce and grated cheese on top are lovely, a couple of days after Christmas. And you also can add them to the stock that you've made the turkey bones from. Before the pud. Why? Because usually you're having red wine, perhaps if you're having some beef as well, and there's some red wine left from the main course, and so it goes on to have with the cheese, and then you have the pud afterwards. That's what happens in ours.